Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to Eyes to See Tarot and your general freestyle for the upcoming weeks ahead. This is a general reading and not necessarily centered around love and relationships, but if it comes up in the spread, I'll be sure to let you know. So anyway, I was doing the shuffle, right? I didn't have a lot of time to meditate. I just considered the freak out I just had to be premeditation. Oh, damn, I don't want to do any water signs. Guess what it came out? Cancer and Pisces. So I have the Death card and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so something is opening your eyes. Okay, so but this can feel like oh Jesus, I don't know what it could feel like, all kinds of things, but it's starting a process of awareness, awakening, if you would. To some extent, we go through many multiple awakenings in our life, and this could be one of them, where we were a little fish in a little pond, or the biggest fish in the little pond. That could happen also. I'm not necessarily getting those vibes here, but I gotta be honest with you, the only vibes I'm getting is like so I don't know where you at, Cancer, but I can look, we leaving something behind. We are this is not what I wanted. This is not the way this is working out. This is not what I had planned. I understand that it's something that I need to come out of my comfort zone with. I do. Jesus, Cancer, I'm really not envying you, but via the last reading that I did on you, it's kind of, I'm kind of proud of you. I just can't get over this overwhelming, like shaking the bars of the cage, like oh, that feeling. Let's see if I can get a few more cards, just not for the reading, just for me. Yeah. Okay, so with the Seven of Pentacles coming out in the reverse, the Ten of Wands coming out in the reverse, and things of this nature, I'm kind of getting it that there is something. It's sweet release, sweet relief, bittersweet. All of these things kind of come, and I'm not necessarily looking like the good guy here, right? Or maybe it's not even how you look to other people. Maybe it's how you look to yourself, right? Why I gotta be the heavy. Oh, Cancer. Hey, Cancer. Okay, can I see maybe who, if anybody, Cancer is dealing with? I know that we are... I know this is a self-progressive channel, so I like to center my readings on you, because taking accountability. Okay, there's your card, right? So it is, I can beg to venture to say that it is you. You could be dealing with another Cancer, but you got to understand that it's a possibility that only through our little delusions of separation, right? There's not really a lot of separation once you get past the surface. Okay, but with the Chariot coming up in reverse, it is a stuck feeling. It is feeling like out of control, not in control of the situation. Things, this, if I had to plan it to go anyway, this isn't how I would have wrote it in the story. But with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I'm going to say that it's probably stable. You understand? Oh, and you know what else? I get that something was said and something was brought up, or this new thought process, you know, kind of this Knight of Swords kind of reiterates the Eight of Swords in reverse, right? I'm coming out of it and I'm seizing the thought. I'm letting the thought kind of run wild with me of the possibility, right? And I'm not going to be making a lot of tangible moves or offering any more to the way of the situation, like we saw kind of mirrored in the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not going to be offering a whole lot into the way of support, rides, money, food, the couch to sleep on. You can't come to my house and take a bath. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but it is burdensome. Now later on, like you'll see here, when you do become that heavy, right? That Queen of Wands in reverse, and you're able to completely put your foot down, then that'll be extra weight off your back, but you'd have to come to terms first with being the bad guy in your story or in the story. And from what I'm gathering, it's not necessarily, I think it's going to go over a lot lighter from everybody else's standpoint or point of view. It's just going to be just a little bit heavier, a little bit harder, you know, like that hiccup, that click before the gate latches. But right now, during the thought process, the stuck thought process, it's a little concerning. It's a little concerning, overwhelming, kind of overloaded, right? But the Queen of Swords is here to help you address all this. So I'd rest easy saying that you're in good hands. Yes, it's a little difficult. Yes, it does look like it doesn't look like a mess. It looks like, it feels like Panic at the Disco. It feels, I'd say hopeless, helpless, but it's not a hopeless help. It's anxiety. It's a very heightened. But with the bottom of the deck, that Two of Swords there, it's like, you know, I can't say you can't make the answer. You're still trying to decide what answer or what path you're going to. You know what the right answer is. You just don't want to do it, do you? Do you, Cancer? Do you? That's what I really heard. All right. So I want a little bit more. I want some clarifiers on the Death. What is Cancer seeing? What's this Eight of Swords? What's this Eight of Swords that Cancer is seeing? In this death process. I have the Hermit in reverse, I have the Moon in the upright, and I have the Nine of Wands. Oh, and there's a hidden card, just like the Moon was saying, right here. And Death in reverse. It's more or less things that you don't tell people. Things that you don't necessarily want to tell people. You're kind of defensive to the idea, you know, and not without good cause, because, you know, you've let them in before and let them know what was on your mind, what was on your heart, what you dreamed about. You let them know before, and they've kind of given you reason, you know, shaming me or blaming me or judging me for, you know, how my mind works and processes, instead of understanding me for who I really am and adapting to that, or playing in my backyard, you know. It's the Eight of Wands. But I have a lot to say, you know. And it's happened again and again and again and again and again from other sources and a lot of other sources. With the V in the card, the V the goose was making, it's like, it's almost like they were working in unison. It had to be some kind of conspiracy theory, you know. Y'all had to be working together. But it's just the area that you were at, right? So as far as like keeping these things secret and keeping them to yourself, it kind of became very depressive. And you sat in this continuous cycle, right? Cycling around and cycling around and unable to let go because, you know, if they were judging you or they were downplaying your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations, then you had to be the one that was not so right. It's what I'm getting is it's external, it's gaslighting. It's external gaslighting. You were a victim of external gaslighting. And in this month or in these upcoming weeks, I do see you starting to point it out and go, I see you, little rabbit. I see you, little rabbit. Nixing them within yourself, you know, I'd say cutting them off to an extent, but it doesn't have to be cutting them off. It just has to be like, if I start to speak, definitely make eye contact. You know, if I start to speak and you start to make fun of me or cut me off, just be like, let them know. Don't shrink. Go, and then you can stop your sentence, but you don't stop your sentence with the idea that they're trying to implant that you're not worth it or worthy. You stop the sentence with your period. You stop the sentence because let me tell you how the universe responds when you start to respond in a way fitting of a king or a queen. It starts to respond just a little bit different. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. She's at peace. Now, it only happens in this deck, right? Where she's laying to rest something, right? We are laying to rest. Consideration. Compassion. I'm not offering it. I'm not withholding it. I'm laying it to rest, right? So it's a bit of a mourning kind of feeling. It's a respectful kind of feeling. It's an honoring kind of feeling, right? Honoring would be the better word. It's an honoring kind of feeling where I'm honoring what I have and what I have to offer. What I have to offer the conversation, what I have to offer people around me. I'm honoring that. I'm not letting them put a price tag on what I bring to the table. You must have misjudged me. You must have misjudged me. Because everything that I have is worth just as much as everything you have. You're negating your worth by downplaying mine, aren't you? And it's time for you to be able to. I'm not trying to map out how you become the heavy and get this weight off your back. I'm not trying to map it out for you. I'm just trying to give you a quick little example of how to really be in your emotions, right? Take those things. Oh my God. All the court cards, right? And the victory, right? The becoming known, the parade, the prodigal son of coming home and welcoming yourself back home through these actions, moving away from things that no longer serve you. Okay, let's put her back on top. as a visual reminder. It always helps the reading unfold just a little bit better if I have all my visual cues, all my little ducks in a row. All right. So what is the upcoming? Oh, we're going to start to take action. There's that Ace of Wands again. Remember, it came out as I was fishing through. Okay. So we are going to start to take action. See, right now it is just a thought. Right now it is just an epiphany. Right now it is just a daydream or a fantasy, but you don't necessarily want to talk about it, remember? Because they've trained you not to. They've trained you. And I'm not saying like they as a unity, like, or a unit like you perceive them to be. Like, remember how I said it must be a conspiracy theory? It's the energy that I'm projecting out, right? I have this cool little game that I play. Like when my dogs don't want to listen to me, I'm obviously not listening to myself. So instead of sitting there screaming at my dog to listen, I just come in here and practice for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, listening to everything that's going on in here. Go back outside and they listen the first time. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. I just had to make the money. It is a new beginning. It is a new start. It is fresh and interesting, and I'm not waiting around for anything anymore. Well, that adds a nice little twist to the reading. Okay, so for some of you it could have been, yeah, we're going on vacation. Yeah, we're going on vacation in your spot. Yeah, we're going to do what you want to do. Yeah, we're going to go out and watch the movie that you want to watch if you do this, you know, and then but being shoved to the side like I'm not important and we're always doing what you want to do. Well, I'm not waiting around for you to buy me flowers anymore. I've done that for a very, very long time. I buy myself flowers. And I don't think it's weird, and I don't think it's odd. I think it lacks expectation and waiting for somebody else to come and satisfy my needs. If I want flowers, why go get flowers? That's it. You know? No, you're not going to part where I want you to part. Okay, so we are going back to something. Oh, snap. Okay. So I got the new start. I got the new beginning. I've got the childlike luck and love, right? I got all that. But what else I'm getting is that there's also some degree of separation, right? Between you and that old person. Death leads me to believe that. The Eight of Swords, the Six of Swords that came up a couple of times, right? But now it's in reverse. So if I don't solidify this new idea, okay, like I said, 20 minutes, bam, I go outside, the dogs listen to me, I think my job's done. No. It's something that was a reward for something that you should do all the time. So if you slip back into those old thought patterns, right, and start letting them push you, then you're going to get what you always got. If you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. And one instance of change or being a different or having a different answer or a different reaction does not a changed behavior make or a changed person make, does it? It's got to be consistent. So make sure that you don't slip back into those old thought patterns and then shoot yourself in the foot later. Okay, this is a learning process. Please do be kind and patient with yourself. Right? With the Page of Swords, this is a new concept to me. I am stepping out of an old way of thinking. Something that I've had, like we said last reading, for 20, 30 years. Something I was kind of just buried in. Right? But not necessarily. But I wasn't very content. And now I'm starting to be able to peep over the fence. at this time, currently for you. Now, when I start to see different things, I'm going to start to react differently. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between, being consistent and stuck and stagnant because it's routine, right? My comfort zone. It's not very comfortable, but it is my comfort zone. I know things work here, as opposed to this new thing, right? Where I could rock the boat a little bit, or cause a little bit of waves, or get a little bit of backlash, right? It doesn't come without a certain amount of confidence, and we've seen what all these court cards, when they started coming out, just back to back to back, your queens and kings and queens and kings. I'm not necessarily thinking that you're fighting this battle alone. I do see there's a possibility of what you would consider ancestors coming to fight with you, right? For lack of better definition. But what it is you calling portions of the universe around you. Learning process. Bold, out of character reactions. Good payday. Yes. Okay. That's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed the read. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And thanks for stopping by. Eyes to See Tarot.